Hey everybody, welcome back. Northernlion, oxygen not included. Directed by Ryan Johnson, picking up exactly where we left off here. Trying to keep the spread of germs at bay. This should be locked. I haven't locked this yet. Get locked, son. You guys get... Oh, you've actually hit harvest. I'm amazed. So we're in a good spot. You are going to accept seeds. And you are going to accept cooking ingredients, which I believe are organic. No. No. Raw. Consumable. Agriculture. Filtration. You know what? You're going to accept seeds only. And put you at a priority 9. That's it. You're only getting seeds. This is probably not prudent. Won't you come out to play? But it will ensure that seeds always get delivered, and they always get delivered to the same spot. It is going to take a whole day to get all the seeds where they need to go, I think. Wait. We just got a blossom. No, we need briar. Can't grow a blossom for sport? Anyway, it's going to take a bit, but we got plants starting to grow here. We do want to disinfect everything over here. It's the downside of having your colony be kind of established already, is that it takes a long time for anything to be done. Well, I mean, okay, to be honest, like, we should build another storage compactor that can handle seeds over here as well. And then we'll be in a better spot. Because it's going to take, I mean, again, growing pains. What did we want to do on this episode? Well, we've had insufficient oxygen generation for quite some time. Even with the oxalite. What we would like to do, a carbon skimmer might be worth investing in, but we're going to need an electrolyzer at some point. Let's look at our power grid temporarily. It's a good thing to get done over the course of like one episode. How much does an electrolyzer use in power? 120 watts. So we can probably fit it on our existing grid. I don't know if we want to, like... Hold up. Can we rotate it? Cannot. We want it to be in an area with high ceilings. Like, I think here, literally maybe right next to our battery is maybe the best choice. Does it produce heat? A little bit. Produces oxygen, produces hydrogen. The core is bad, but that doesn't matter that much. This does make our room a little worse for, like, making batteries in the future, but... because we're probably going to need more batteries. Well, you know what? We're going to need to move our power elsewhere, which is why it's nice that we have, like, a big space open over here now, more or less, or even over here. This is already kind of connected to the airflow of the whole base. So we would set this up. But before we do it, we need a couple of things. We need a place to put hydrogen gas. This is our first time setting up ventilation. And actually, now that I think about it, we need a pump in order to pump gas around. And then we need a spot to dump. You gotta do the old... I'm not gonna say it. You're like super carboned up, right? Yeah. Well, I'm going to not... Oh, you're at maximum gas pressure. What if we put... Hear me out here. I'm going to try something different for now. I don't think we need an electrolyzer immediately. What I think we could do is... And do we have a lot of algae? For now we do. Let's put an algae deoxidizer down here. And you're going to say... No. Algae deoxidizers don't require power? You require power. You just haven't been built yet. That's why you're saying you don't have power. And actually, this is like a, I don't know if this is a great spot for it, because like, you know, like the airflow's not, you know what, okay, hear me out. We're going to try an experiment here. I'm going to give you my reasoning. If the reasoning ends up being wrong, at least you know I'm not just doing it willy-nilly. I'm going to create an algae deoxidizer down here, and I'm going to open up the airflow something fierce. The idea here is that this is much less power than an electrolyzer, which also requires a gas pump and a gas filter, unless we do some sort of chimney setup to take advantage of differential densities, which is not going to happen. Let's just be honest. By opening up this airflow tile and putting an algae deoxidizer down here, I'm hoping to accomplish two things at once. Get two birds stoned at once, if you will. I want this algae deoxidizer to create more oxygen to make up for the fact that we've had insufficient oxygen generation. Then, I also want it to be producing enough oxygen that it makes the air pressure more stable inside of this room, ergo making it plausible that we could conceivably grow plants in here, but moreover, maybe, I don't know, like the air pressure is just always at maximum gas pressure. I need like a lesson on pressure. I think that's what it all comes down to here. Keep planting mealwood for now. Give me some higher priorities on these as well. Alright, and in the meantime, here's the other part. Here's the part where I meet you halfway. We know we need a few things, but I definitely want to get... I don't want to pump hydrogen gas into something and then crack into it and put a generator in there. Because our duplicants are going to be very upset. I think we should go for internal combustion right away, and then we'll use that internal combustion to build all of the stuff that we need before we actually create the electrolyzer. And once we create the electrolyzer, hopefully we can dust some, like at least the one electrolyzer, and maybe beyond that, I wouldn't mind using a skimmer and getting rid of the algae terrariums. And in fact, we could probably justify a skimmer right now. I think we can justify a skimmer. Requires power, requires liquid. Let's do it. This is probably the last thing we can put on this grid, but we got a lot of CO2 down here. If we have a carbon dioxide skimmer, we might also be able to open this door up and have it not be, you know, poisonous in here, but I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. Still got plenty of copper from that huge dig we did earlier. This doesn't have to be done right away, but honestly, nothing in this base has to be done essentially right away. Does it create polluted water? Because if it doesn't create polluted water, we could just give it water from this one. But I think as soon as we get the ability to create... People have given me a lot of suggestions. One was like, you can actually boil the water and the germs will slowly die. You get something a little later called like a water tepidizer or something. And you can slowly boil the germs away. I think we can just use a water sieve plus sand to filter it, and that'll probably be a little more hands-off. Not necessarily better. In fact, I'm sort of thinking it's quite the opposite, but easier for me is the literal way to say it. So we want clean water. Thank you. And we want to drop our dirty water in here, which is easy. Like a Sunday morning. Got a lot of, these piping systems are not bad now. They were, I mean, they're not bad by my standards. I used to think they were so complicated. I mean, it seems the way you're routing water around my base, it makes me frustrated. But pipes like this, yo. You pump and you dump and you break and you take what you get and you refine it into. Promise me that honestly I'm never gonna find you faking. No, no, no. Chill out, what you yelling for? It's not H2SO4. It's life giving H2O for me. And a duplicants 3. We didn't prioritize the, yeah, this needs to be an 8. Otherwise, it's not going to function well. See, the thing is, it's not pumping because you haven't built this thing yet. By the way, our plan is backfiring miserably here. Now you should be pumping. Why are you not pumping? Not pumping. This pump is not active. Did I get it wrong? Did I put them backwards again? I think I don't understand how pipes work. We need to just destroy the, yes, liquid pipes. Deconstruct this liquid pipe and then pipe it like, I thought it would work like this. I thought it would be like an artery coming off of it, but... And then instead, at a level 8, what if you built a pipe like this? I don't know how much it simulates pressure. Moreover, I don't really know how water pressure works. Why would this work and not the other way? I don't know. This thing's not pumping. Pipe blocked! Oh no, have I done it again? I have done it again. No, I've not. Oh, no. Yes, I have. Here's where I've done it. With the liquid bridge this time. Like, literally as I was saying, plumbing's so much easier now. I've switched around the input and output here, because I was building right to left. This is a very fast fix there. Please, before bed, ideally. I mean, we flooded all our buildings, which is not good form, probably. And... no, we've deconstructed the run. See, I need you to deconstruct... well, this is not going to get done today, but we know what the problem is. That's what it comes down to in the end. Nobody's going to sleep until we solve this problem. Or until the problem is solved. Because we already know... you're breaking the wrong... pipes is the thing. I need you to destroy this one. This one's got to go. That one's got to go. But I don't want you to destroy... you just can't get to it? There we go. That's one way to do it. We did not quite generate enough oxygen, but we were real close. There was more germ propagation. Oh, no. So, Austin, who is not actually Austin, that's Josh, is real germy, and our base continues to germinate. Because of tainted algae and probably dirty clay. So there's going to be a lot of time spent disinfecting, which we probably could have done better to avoid. Q, you don't say. Who would have thought putting one liquid bridge reversed could cause a problem like this? You don't say. Okay. Anyway. This was all in the interest of improving our quality of life. So once those are built, I'm going to feel pretty good. I would like some research to be done. Where are you going? This is what I ask you now. You're going up here. You getting a meal lice? It's actually... you'd think that I would be mad. I'm very much not mad. You're not fully grown, huh? Until fully grown, you got a real good shot. Won't help to put it all inside. Keep it real, shout it out. Animal Collective. Carbon skimmer. No liquid intake. You're close though, right? It's alright, bottle it up. Bottle it up like some anger. And I need you to sweep. Are you already taking the water? You're a good boy. Where are you taking the water, me? Straight to the algae terrarium. You genius. You do need this liquid intake to be done. So I'm going to go power. Wire. Priority. Wait. Plumbing. Pipe. Priority. 9. It's a wire beam? I'm stupid? There we go. Okay, I finally got it figured out. Substantial brain fart. Now we're going to see if our master plan is going to work. And if we're going to end up creating a rich situation. I want to take a look at oxygen real quick. So carbon dioxide's coming down here. Getting sequestered here. Not great, because we do have units that use those pitcher pumps. How are we doing on the grid? Strained. Don't like to see that. A strained grid possibly could lead to some wires being destroyed. So we definitely don't want to have that happen. What that means is we need to continue to move towards new power. So what we should do, while we're not doing anything else beyond base maintenance, and they're doing good stuff, I'm not, you know, upset with them right now, we should get a new area for power generation. Do we have a lot of coal? We have 14 tons. It's a decent amount. We probably want to set up, to start things off, a second grid. And can we go straight into advanced power regulation right after this? We can. So we'll probably, even before we get an electrolyzer, because our oxygen production now looks fine, I think. It's something that's on the list because we don't want to burn this much algae forever, but we do want to create a situation where we have a bunch of coal being pumped into a coal generator, preferably like deep below the surface of the earth. Like, I don't know if here is far enough away, but it might not be a bad idea. So let's plan out like a dig here, because we're going to want batteries to be there as well. We know from experience that we want this area to be very large. This can be a priority 7. We do want it done. Doesn't have to be done literally immediately. And we can organize this in what I think is a much better fashion. I'm thinking, what if you do like... We do want to save some space. Well, you have to dig that. You might want to tile it instead, but you have to dig that. We want to save some space to make a good airlock. And moreover, we might want to create almost like a chimney. Like, but an opposite chimney. Like a place where CO2 will just be sequestered. The other alternative is have like a double airlock sort of setup and use that double airlock to... and we should have a construction storage compactor somewhere here. Just to hold the minerals that are going to be produced to begin with. But, what was I talking about? Yeah, we might want to... The other alternative to having a pseudo chimney, which I don't even know if that's a thing or would work, is an area that's like a double sort of airlock situation. And then put a deoxidizer in there. Strikes me as potentially viable. But I do not know. So I'm leaving a row right here. Just essentially that's going to serve as makeshift scaffolding. Oh, you're building that storage compactor like right into the wall there, huh? The other bonus, and I think it's a bonus, a building down here. I'll make you sweep only for now. Is that I think as a result... Oh, we're just going to be dropping stuff all in that water, huh? I'm actually going to prioritize the tile construction slightly above it as a little bit of an experiment. And then see if you'll build the floor before you demolish the ceiling. But yeah, the other bonus is that carbon dioxide from this area should... Or the carbon dioxide from our base, at least on the right side, should slowly fill this area up. Hopefully the oxygen from here can find its way up into the base as well. We don't mind if it gets CO2 rich down here. Now, I am still a little germy. Slime lung, kind of a consistent problem. It's really my own fault. I feel pretty stupid about it because we had the algae right from the get-go. You know what? For the time being, make some scaffolding. We had the algae. It was just over here. So I kind of blew it by... Do I have that as a priority 8? No. I kind of blew it by going for that algae that was in the slime-rich area, because now we got all this germ stuff that we don't really know how to deal with. Research is not being done either. We haven't really refactored our job menu, but I think it's going pretty well. Like, the colony is... it's improving at a much slower rate, And it might surprise you, but I think that that's awesome. Is it germy down here? It shouldn't be. There was no slime. The only germs are the ones we put down here. But I am getting increasingly stressed out. The good news is, we're doing very well on food. Oh, we do have a briar seed as well. Please plant that. Because again, our decor... Ooh, decor's starting to look up. No art yet. And again, I've mentioned this many times. I know on paper, 3 duplicants is the right amount to have a sustainable colony. You consume a lot less of essentially every resource. However, you also produce less labor. And, I don't know how much that's going to be relevant. But I do appreciate the slower pace. It means you discover mistakes faster, especially if you've got a lot of commenters helping you out. That sounds like I'm being snarky. I'm actually being sincere. We might not... I know people are like, don't mine out the oxalite. The oxalite's very useful. But it's in my base. I need to replace it with something. You a big disgrace? Waving your oxalite all over the place and saying, we will. Like, I'm pretty sure we don't want to allow chlorine gas or hydrogen gas the chance to get into our base. That seems bad. So we probably won't make, like, airflow tiles here. And we definitely want clean water. Like, this is our next most readily available water source that isn't polluted. So there's... And this we have to clean, but it is polluted for now. We know we can drink it without dying. And actually... no. I was going to say call me crazy, but it seems not as germy as it used to be, but it actually is. It's just... I wasn't zoomed in. When you zoom in, it looks appropriately disgusting. So I do want research to be done. Research is not being done. Probably because the research table is a lower priority. Yeah, that makes sense. The one benefit of having everything at a priority 5, and I'm not saying it's the right way to handle things, but the one benefit was that it did lead to a situation where research was almost always being done. So who's... Oh, research was being done at some point. Thank you, Kate. We appreciate that. Well, you know, you gotta come. Job's gotta be done. This is the thing. What do you mean insufficient oxygen generation? Did we not have terrariums running? Maybe the power went out for a while? I gotta be honest, in terms of oxygen, the base is looking better than ever. It's positively flooded with oxygen. And moreover, my master plan has actually sort of worked. Like, we've greatly increased the air pressure here just by opening the valves and maybe having a carbon skimmer and an algae deoxidizer. It's true, the algae deoxidizer is not working right now because algae has not been delivered. This does need to be a priority 8, much like our other algae deoxidizer. We have priority 9s. We have a stratification of labor in a proper fashion. Now, if you don't mind, these are not urgent, but if you're not doing anything else, I made this thing sweep only. Please sweep these up so that we're ready. I mean, we have to dig out a few more lines here, but we're almost ready to potentially build some stuff over there. And I think we're probably going to finish power regulation in our next one. So we've done a thing that might seem bad on the surface, but I think might be good long term. We created a stopgap solution, and the stopgap is to use an algae deoxidizer and a carbon skimmer instead of an electrolyzer. Not exactly the same products and reagents, but you get the idea. Bad news and good news. Bad news, it's a much less permanent solution. Doesn't generate any hydrogen like an electrolyzer, so we're not getting any extra power out of it. Good news, it buys us the time to get to our next level of... See, I issued a sweep order on these, so I'm wondering why you're coming over here and dropping them off in there. That's only a priority 5 as well. So what do you mean storage not assigned? Oh, because you have to make it sweep only and all. I see. Give me a second. Cancel. And then an immediate priority 6 sweep. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. They'll figure it out. Alright, how are we looking on germs? Pretty non-germy. I'm a happy man. That's also... we can't open this up. That was stupid of me to even suggest. The reason we can't open it up is... You know what? Congratulations. You're a priority 6 now. The reason you can't open it up is because the polluted air from the polluted water might get out. There we go. Now we've refactored the work order. They're actually doing things appropriately here. Skills are going up. Our duplicants are so fast compared to where they were, you know, in episode 1. They've gotten a lot better. They've invested in themselves, and you know what? It's paying dividends. We do have some things on the to-do list, though. We didn't really make a whole lot of progress in some areas. We should probably start making meal loaf again, or lice loaf, whatever it's called. Because they're eating all this raw food and they're not necessarily pleased about it. So we could queue up some lice loaf orders. For the time being, though, I think it's a decent spot to end this episode. We got a plan for the future. We got a little coal generator area set up. It's going to produce carbon dioxide. We're going to need to probably have like some kind of double deoxidizer plus carbon skimmer area in here. I guess it's maybe just the carbon skimmer now that I think about it. And then I'm thinking we want to sequester hydrogen like somewhere up. It depends where we put our electrolyzer. As far from the base as possible. Chlorine gas is like highly corrosive, or I don't know what the word would be. I'm trying to think. Acidic. You can't breathe it. It's noxious. That's the right word. So I don't think we ever want to breach into this, but I mean, admittedly, putting a hydrogen generator in here seems kind of tempting. But we'll figure it out, is basically what I'm going to speak about now. We're in a good spot. I mean, our base is like fully turquoise. It's turked up, and I'm extremely happy about that. We got space for the future instead of finishing research and then being like, okay, let's build what we're going to build. And honestly, kind of tackled our germ problem. Still some germs, but not nearly as many. For now, thanks for watching. If you guys have enjoyed the episode, I look forward to reading the comments. Backlog's very short. We can put things into practice pretty quickly. If you enjoyed the episode, click the like button. Helps out a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. For now, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.